but a friend of mine is actually in Montreal at the moment, and he's been Facebooking me about what's going on. He's caught right in the middle, actually, and a lot of it doesn't get on the news. For example, the cops are rounding people up in their kind of martial law way. People who are just going for coffee. They're picking them up, they're processing them, and then they're dropping them off in buses all around the city, whether they live there or not. So in the middle of the night, they're forced to walk sometimes 2-3 hours to get back home after they've been processed and sometimes rather badly treated. So he gave me, he's a bit of a poet, so he gave me some words to read. He's getting out his pots and pans. A lot of people there are told not to go out and do this for fear of their jobs as well. He's one of those people. So he says, enjoy banging your pots and pans. It gets rid of bad energy. You can make some decent tunes too. If we're mentioning, of course, Quebec and our Solidarity Rally, he says, you can mention how the students here have successfully started a movement that was unthinkable mere months before, even in Quebec, that the 21st century response of government has not been to listen, talk, or negotiate, but to brutalize and bankrupt youth in 2 ways: higher fees, and using the situation to pass a special law which impinges the basic rights and freedoms of all citizens, because of course the basic fines are now to bankrupt the citizen groups and the citizens themselves. He said, say yes to freedom and transparency, say no to collusion and corruption, freedom, special laws, and say no to special laws revoking the right to strike, assemble, or speak. Say yes to happiness and to love and to joy. Say no to hatred, pain, and fear. Say strong, stand united, and know that even in the most desperate of times, people near and far are there to stand and fight with you. Just as we know here that across Canada and around the globe, people are voicing their outrage and expressing their love here to support us. Merci. And yes, to anyone that says this isn't terrorism, just tell them who wrote this. They can shut up and actually learn what terrorism is before opening their big mouths.
If we let them attack us on front of education, if we let them raise tuition fees, if we let them treat us the way they want on this issue, they will come back and they will attack us in other fronts. They will attack us on healthcare, they will attack us on freedom of speech, they will attack us on everything that is valuable in this place.
So much for coming out in support and solidarity of our brothers and sisters in Quebec. So I don't have a long speech to give. I figured the other speakers would pretty well sum it up by the time it gets to me. What I really want to talk about is direct democracy, how the Occupy Edmonton, how the Occupy movement in general practices direct democracy, how we can get a voice, express ourselves, and be heard. We do everything on a consensus basis. We decide things as a collective. So that's what I'm going to encourage us to do here. So I have a very brief speech here. We live in an era of corporate control. Corporations have seized power of our government and are pushing our society towards fascism. The people of Quebec are pushing back. It is so important for us to be here today, letting the people of Quebec know we stand with them. The theme of this event is democracy. We pride ourselves for living in a free and democratic society. But as soon as we use the tools of democracy to enact positive social change, we are met with brutality from the state. Our government is not serving the people's interest. It is serving the interests of big business. Socialized education is not good for big business, but it's good for us, the 99% of us.